This is Nosey with Good Intentions, the podcast.
In every nook and cranny.
This is Michael.
And Kirk. Guiding your noses today.
That worked! Good afternoon, sir.
One day you're not going to laugh.
Are you going to be serious?
This is Nosey. Well, no. What we'll do is, see, we always forget that we don't use the intro. We do the intro every time, but we've only used it one other time.
I think twice.
When we did the country version.
And then we did one way back in the day, and I was like, I don't like that one. Where I just left it in, and it sounded weird.
Yeah.
I like the one that we play.
Yeah. Which was our first one ever.
Absolutely.
Like, take one, we were like, sold. That's it.
Hey, I'm just saying. No?
So far, so good.
I ain't had no complaints. Not that I'm taking any.
If you do,
Kirk
Michael
Fowler.
_Skillet _
Hell
Chappelle.
no.
I thought I was going to give him a chance to guess.
No, sir. No,
So
sir.
what's our surprise topic today?
Uh,
We're doing our long lineage tradition of surprising me with a topic.
what do you think of self-help gurus? We're going to do some chatting today.
You know, I love a good chatting.
We know.
I think sometimes the problem is there's genuine self-help that nobody wants. And then there's fake self-help that everybody loves.
I think there's a third category. I think it's hypocritical. Or would that be in the fake?
Okay. I mean, I think people do weaponize it.
Okay. You tell me the real self-help, then I'll give the hypocritical, then you can give the fake.
So like, okay, we'll take an example, a breakup.
Okay.
So real self-help would be taking the time to feel those feelings. I'm hurt. I wanted that relationship to last and it didn't.
Okay.
Depending on why it ended.
Okay.
You go just sitting with that and realizing that chapter is over. That takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants that. That's really the better choice.
That's because time heals all wounds.
That's the only choice. But everybody's looking for the magic pill, sort of like weight loss.
The quick fix?
Weight loss is a perfect comparison because
Buster.
there's a dog, for those of you listening, there's a dog not too far away barking and Buster's ears perked up, but he hasn't barked yet. So we're proud of him. But he's keeping an eye and ear out for
He's
what's
the big
going
homie.
on.
He too old for that shit. He like,
Big
I'm good.
homie.
I ain't studying that shit.
Uncle Buster.
Exactly.
But weight loss is a perfect comparison. Everybody wants to take Trim Spa and look like a model in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
That's never going to happen. That's not real. That's never going to happen. But people buy pills every single day and they try a new diet every day for 1 day or one meal. And they're like, this doesn't work for me. Okay.
Well, the thing I tell people with that is the amount of time it took you to put that weight on is roughly how long it's going to take you to take. Now, granted, I'm not saying 5 years. If you took you a year to gain 40 pounds, it's probably going to take you you can probably burn it off faster, but to look Trim Spa, baby, it's going to take you a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I would say at minimum a year.
Yeah.
And also the crazy part of it is we want it to be fast.
But we don't.
In theory. But there are options for faster results.
Yeah, but then you end up with a bunch of loose skin.
But there's consequences to it.
Yeah.
Was what I was going to say.
Oh, my bad.
Not
There's
saggy
consequences,
skin.
not saggy skin.
Because, I mean, you can do everything, change your diet, work out, and lose 200 pounds over the span of 2 years and still have sagging skin.
Yeah, but it won't be as drastic.
I don't think that matters. I think it depends on your body. I think it's body specific.
That's true.
I
think age makes a difference too. Like if you're younger, it's more likely.
Maybe.
Not 100%, but
maybe.
it's more likely to
maybe. Yeah.
snap back a little tighter.
Yeah. A little snug.
Yeah. No.
But I mean, it's also like, so let's go back to the breakup example. So people are like, girl, let that man go. He wasn't worth your time. That's that fake self-help.
Right.
Where you're like, wake up tomorrow and go fuck the next one. You know what I mean? There's so many fish in the sea. It's these like cliche bullshit things that we say that I think we do mean, because here's the thing. There are plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah.
They may not all be for you, but this one guy or one girl, they're not the only guy or girl on planet Earth.
And they're not going to be the only person that was compatible with, or probably wasn't compatible with.
Right. So, I mean, there is the cliche self-help stuff. There is truth in it. It just, it's sort of it's just meaningless words.
You think it's meaningless word? I would say it's probably
chin up. Think positive.
Yeah, but
be grateful that you're you today. What? Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
I'm going to start a self-help page like that.
But you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes on social media, I'm like, girl, sit down. Here you go again.
Yeah.
Today is a beautiful day because you're beautiful. Bitch, what?
People tell themselves that shit in the mirror, though.
Again, there's true affirmations and there's fake as shit affirmations. There's nobody else like you. What? Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? We all have doppelgangers, number one. Number two, there are multiple yous. They may not live in this town with you.
The world is much bigger.
But the town beside you has a you there.
Yeah.
In their stratosphere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That does the same types of things you do, that looks kind of like you.
Correct.
Yeah. Whether we want to admit it
As
or not.
someone who traveled for work, I met a lot of me's.
Really?
I also met a lot of other people in my life in other places. And I'm like, God, you're like my mom. You know what I'm saying? I met mother in another place. But what I mean is like, you are unique because only you know what's happening in your head. Right. Only you have your experiences because they're your experiences. But me going, there's nobody else like you. That's just fluff bullshit.
Well, people need that fluff though.
That's fine. But it's not real. You know what I mean? What was the one we do? What was the one that we heard? Maybe that was me.
I don't know. We don't work together anymore.
You woke up today. Be grateful. If I didn't wake up today, I couldn't have been grateful because I would have been dead.
Pretty much.
What is that? Like, it's just a phrase that doesn't mean anything. But to me, like a real daily affirmation is, girl, you got up, you might as well go to work.
Oh, because it's something you can actually do and control. You control if you get up and go to work.
Or go to work. You know you'll be fine once you get there.
Yeah.
That to me is like, those are real affirmations.
Right, because I be bitching and moaning when I get up. But once I'm there and about halfway through the day, I'm like, I'm already here. It's cool.
Yeah.
I ain't got to leave. You know, and I ride it out.
Hell, I'm here. I might as well stay another hour.
Right. What's the worst that can happen? Just
you know
one
what I mean?
Hour.
One more hour. But that's, those to me, those are like the real daily affirmation. The love will lift you up. Okay.
Tell me how it's going to lift me up.
Yeah. But it's also like, breakup was one example, but I mean, you have a family member that dies. Mm-hmm. Cheer up, Charlie. You're still here. They would want you to live on and live your life. That's true.
But that's a dumb moment.
If I die tomorrow, if I died yesterday, I would want only to still have a great life.
I'd hope so.
I would hope that he remembered me and remembered me fondly, but I would hope that he had a great life. That's true.
Right.
If somebody said to only after my untimely demise, Kirk would not have wanted you to live any other way than live your best life. They would be telling a true statement, but it's not a helpful statement.
And it's not an epiphany. Like should
Duh.
be. Yeah.
Right. So I think that's sort of what gets me with the real self-help should probably be a little painful. Maybe emotionally painful. Because you got to sit with pain. We all go through bad experiences. Yeah. We all go through painful experiences. We all go through happy experiences. Yeah. But you're never going to get to what really makes you feel joy in your soul if you don't take the time to sit through the bad stuff.
Yeah. But you also can't sit in the bad stuff too long.
Yes, you can stay too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
See, my thing is I'm not a big fan of the artificial self-help. Excuse me.
Look at you with the good
Excuse
word.
me, hypocritical self-help.
Okay. Tell me about hypocritical.
Okay. Kind of like the whole, I'm doing air quotes, guru Derek Jackson.
I have no idea.
The black dude who was this big self-help marriage advisor, guru, blah, blah, blah. And he was kissing
Please
women.
tell me he's on his fourth marriage.
No, he got caught up cheating.
Even better.
See what I'm saying?
Get your lick in.
Yeah, got your lick back last week. Now we're here to get it again. But no, he was the guy sitting in his car on his phone. They were, as a couple, they got books and all this other stuff. And this dude, they come to find out, a lot of the videos he was making he was in his car, like outside of his side chick's house. Because they start putting together some balcony or some house in the background was her house. Now, I'm not trying to throw the first stone. All I'm saying is,
throw it.
I'm not standing around trying to be an expert in marriage and relationships either.
Those that live in glass houses don't throw stones. We be throwing stones every day.
And so I think that.
There you go.
Or those people that go and get plastic surgery and then they become fitness experts. You're not an expert in fitness because you did not fitness your way to that body. You may be maintaining it after the fact.
No, I don't agree with that.
Why?
Well, there's a famous cliche statement of those who can't do, teach.
Okay.
Or those who can't play, coach.
Yeah.
I think that there is I know that's sort of an insulting statement, but the truth in that statement to me is
shit on him.
We had this one girl I went to school with and she was terrible.
Okay.
But if you ask her like rules and policies and stuff, she could rattle that off. She knew what it meant. She knew why they did it. You know, she could give you examples.
Because she put it in practice?
She didn't know how to do it.
Then what good is that?
She's good for passing that valuable information on to the next group.
But it's 2022. I have a smartphone. I can Google it.
But it's one thing for you to read it.
Yeah.
It's another thing for you to understand it. She can tell you, she can give you examples of how to apply it and explain it clearly. She just can't do it.
Why couldn't she? I don't know specifically what you're referring to.
Well, I mean, it could be anything, like basketball.
Well, that's different. That's
you
athletic.
could be but you could be a person that could literally look at a court and go, or show a video. Mm-hmm. And go, look at the court positioning here and here and here. This is why our play does this because of that court positioning. And this is what you're looking for. That's the hole you're trying to get through to get to the basket or whatever.
They're not athletically capable of doing it.
They can't do it themselves. So you can apply it to anything.
Yeah, but just because you have the information doesn't make you an expert, to me.
I think you're confusing can do it with expert.
How so?
Well, just because you're an expert doesn't mean you actually can do it.
Then why does it make
Why don't we let's give a real example. So I'll do exercise.
Okay.
Because I think that's what you said to start this out.
I'm saying those who got like lipo and stuff like that.
If you're, let's say, a personal trainer, sometimes the catty part of me goes, you're going to be my personal trainer.
Thank you.
But the reality is, that person, if they
have the information,
they may have a better grasp on, I may not look like I work out because my goal in life isn't to be a bodybuilder.
Right.
But I know how these muscles are connected and I can watch you do an exercise and move you and maneuver you for you to get the best benefit out of this exercise. And I can show you and explain it to you. That's the personal trainer that I want.
I can understand that.
I don't want Buff Billy, who comes in there and grunts and has no idea what he's really doing, but he does it so much his body has no choice but to react and get bigger.
I get stimulation.
You know what I mean? He looks like he knows what he's doing, but he has no idea what he's doing.
What if he knows what he's doing, but he can't articulate it?
He's worthless to me. He's worthless to me, the one with no knowledge.
But
if he can't give, it's sort of, okay, my uncle, he's passed away. R.I.P. Boo Boo. He passed away. God,
not last week.
20 years ago now.
You gonna shit on a dead man that's been dead for 20 years? Go ahead.
Well, he's a perfect example.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, probably one of the smartest people on the planet. Mm. We're not related by blood. We're related by marriage.
That doesn't make it less worse. Go
What
ahead.
I mean is him being smart.
Oh, I bet you about to shit on him.
I was shitting on myself. Anyway, whatever.
That's cool.
Listen, look at you.
I ain't that smart either. It's cool.
Super smart.
Right.
Like he started in computers when a computer was an entire room.
Oh, so he's real smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he retired, the company that he retired from offered him $100,000 a week to train the people, to train other people to take his place. One person wouldn't be enough to take his place. He had to train many people, and he turned it down.
Why? Or do you know?
Because he was done. He had saved up all this money. He didn't need any money. But anyway, super smart. But here's the catch. I also think he didn't take the job because he didn't know how to explain it to anybody.
Okay, that's fair.
If you go, what's wrong with my computer?
And you just fix it.
He would just drive over and fix
Right.
it because he couldn't tell you. He could not explain. He couldn't take his mind from that high level and break it down to a beginner. And that, to me, that's where experts really are the people that can tell somebody else.
I'll give you that. There's certain things that I can do, and there's certain things I know how to do that nobody taught me how to do.
Okay.
And I just learned.
School of Hard Knocks.
You stupid. This is not a street smarts conversation. So this is a common sense conversation. No, there's things that I know how to do that nobody sat down and taught me how to do.
Uh-huh.
I just know how to do it because I've learned how to do it over trial and error and doing my own personal research.
Uh-huh.
Prime example. There's been people who have hit me up and said, hey, how did you and Kirk start your podcast? What did you need to buy? How do you make it sound like this? How do you do that? If I really want to, I probably could explain some of this shit, but some of it I can't really articulate, just being honest. And some of it is because I took the time to research what would be necessary to the technological side of it. Obviously, you can buy $1 million worth of technology. If you can't spit the shit out to even make it worth listening to, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But I did some research, a lot of research, and trying to figure out what would be necessary. And then, because you got to think, we started on an iPad first. The equipment you need audio-wise for an iPad to make it work is different from when we got your Mac or we got the laptop.
Yeah.
And some of that I can't
Look
really...
at that's growth.
Shut up. Look at God.
Look at growth. Look at growth.
We might call it that. But
some people are growers, not showers.
We might call it the first half of that. But no, some of it I can't articulate. It's because when I say it, to me it makes sense because I know.
Because you know what it is.
Yes. But
that was my uncle.
Yeah. But if I say it,
he could say stuff and I would go, what?
See?
Or my mom would be like, which button is that?
The red one.
And he would be like, it's not a button.
Right.
And she's like, well, I'm out. All I see is buttons.
Like,
but he knew what
switch,
it was.
Not a button.
He knew what it was. She was calling it a button, and it wasn't. He was thinking it was a. I don't know.
Toggle switch.
Toggle switch, and she's going the button.
Right.
And he's like, I don't know what the button
it's a light
you're
switch,
talking
a
about.
toggle. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's to me. There's two parts of expert. There's the knowledge of an expert, but then there's also the ability to pass that knowledge to the next person.
Okay.
If you don't have that ability, you can be an expert all day, but if you don't have that ability to tell someone else, what are you doing?
But if you can do it for them, not the fitness part, but just certain circumstances.
Well, fitness is a perfect example. If you just do, my mom to this day still has no idea how to use the computer other than the 5 things that I taught her how to do.
Like open up a Word document.
Like move a picture from one folder to the other.
And type, because there's a keyboard.
And change the name of the photo.
Right. Yeah, I mean, their
stuff like that
is different too.
But because he was like, that's a waste of my time. Moving a picture from this folder to that folder.
I can build one of these bitches.
He's like, I could just build a computer that could replicate that.
Over and over and over.
And send it to the rest of the world. And she's like, I just want to move it from folder A to folder B. Right. And he goes, I don't know how to tell you how to do that. Because that was beneath his expertise. Not in a
right.
He was a little condescending, but
was he?
Snitching.
Just teeny bit. At least he's smart though.
Yeah. But I mean, my thing is, if you're an expert, It's sort of like, what's his face? Stephen Hawking. If he would have just sat there in all his smartness, who the fuck cares?
How did he get so smart? I don't really know why he can't walk and talk. Or no, does he have did he have an illness or is he still alive?
No, he died. R.I.P.
I thought he did. I just did one try.
R.I.P.
But okay, so why was he in the wheelchair and could only? I don't either.
I never looked.
I didn't either. And I normally look shit up like that. But I didn't look it up for him for some odd reason. I would see, because I would see him in parodies like in Family Guy, and we going to hell, but whatever.
The Family Guy parodies are
they're cold-blooded,
really
but yeah, they're funny.
But they're funny because they make fun of everybody,
right? But he would say, I'm not imitating his voice. I'm saying
the computer voice.
Yes, and the computer would.
But I mean, you have to think like,
how did he even learn all that shit if he ain't? Not saying his mind didn't work. I'm saying like, did he go to school? Like,
yeah, I think so.
Because I hate to say it.
I think he had like
what was
2
he?
doctorates.
Was he a scientist or?
I think he was a scientist.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he did like the telescope.
I know he's brilliant. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Like
smart. He's smart.
Yeah, him smart.
Him wasn't regular.
Not at all.
But he had the ability to tell you stuff.
Okay, but let's go back.
Even with a computer voice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was
so
still
he had the ability.
Yeah.
Right. He was super smart. But he could tell the next person something.
Right.
To me, that's it's sort of like I used to use the example of House. Do you remember the TV show House?
Yeah, that was the shit. He was such an asshole, but I liked his personality.
But I'm like, I'll take him any day.
Because he going to get me healthy. Yeah.
He doesn't care about me.
No, he wants to
find the answer.
Yeah.
But I need him to solve the problem. If a doctor comes in and they're so sweet, but they never figure out what's wrong with me and I just die.
So you just coddled me till I died.
Well, I'm glad you were nice to me till I died.
Yeah. No, fix this shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing like.
But I'll give an example like when
give me an example where it wouldn't apply.
No, I was going to try to maybe excuse somebody who couldn't verbalize it for fitness, because that's the best example I can use. There's times when we go work out and I can't tell you the name of the exercise, but I can tell you what it works on and the point of it.
If you can show me.
That's what I'm saying. So I may not be.
I'm not talking about the people that can show you.
Oh, okay.
Like my uncle couldn't even show you.
Oh, yeah, I can show you the exercise. I can't always say, it works on this particular itty bitty striation.
Right.
I can't.
But if you can say.
It works on this.
If you don't feel it right here.
You're doing it wrong.
We need to relook at what you're doing.
That's the part I can do that.
That to me, that's valuable. I think there's a difference between expert and valuable.
Okay.
If you can't tell me what to do and how to do it,
then what you have up here,
assess what I'm doing to try to make it better.
Up here, this isn't valuable.
Why are you here?
Okay. So we did.
Then you're a personal trainer. Then you're just Bruno. Bruno shows up and works at the gym so that he can do free workouts.
Pretty much.
You're no good to me, Bruno.
Right, because you only know how to get yourself in shape.
Right. And you may not even know how that.
You just do it.
You just do it so much. Your body's like, well, I guess we're going to do this.
We're going to get some muscle someday. I mean, we in this bitch every day. Yes, we're here every day. We're going to get some muscles.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we said was real self-motivation? Self-help, excuse me. The artificial, like I talked about, the Derek Jackson dude got all caught up. So then what was the last one?
But my thing with him was it fake or artificial? Like, my thing is, let's take him. This is just hypothetical because I don't know this man.
Let's throw him out. Okay,
but
what about
let's
a preacher?
Take him and say.
Let's throw him out. Let's say a preacher. I'm just saying, they're held at a higher standard because they're preachers.
Okay.
The ones that get caught up cheating on their wives or stealing from the church and all this stuff. Does that mean his message is less valuable?
Well, here's my thing. Mm-hmm. A pastor, depends on how you look at a pastor. To me,
you're like
a preacher.
Take it or leave it.
Well, to me, if you're a preacher, your job is to look at this book and tell me, what does that mean?
Right. Break it down in common.
How does this apply to me? If you can do that, you've satisfied your job requirement. However, some people say, not only are you the person that has to do this.
It's supposed to be the example of that.
You also have to live your life perfectly to be the example of it.
Okay.
But my thing is, we'll take religion, camera one.
Oh, Lord.
If you look at every religion in the world, they're all basically the same.
I hate to say that, but
give or take
there's
a
a lot of
character.
similarities, but yeah.
If you really look at it, it's sort of like self-help.
It's basic instructions before leaving Earth.
I knew you were going to do some bullshit like that.
I'm just saying. You know I got to give you a hard time.
Jesus.
Is it not?
Take the wheel. But it's not the only one.
I know. I just don't have an acronym for the other ones.
But if you look at it, it's all about be nice.
Yeah.
Stay out of their business. Mind your own business.
Even though it's used to do the opposite.
And weaponized.
Yeah.
But for centuries.
Yeah. Before we were thought of it.
Yeah, before we even existed.
Yeah.
Long before. But if you look at it, it's all sort of this basic underlying be nice to yourself, be nice to others, cherish the people that are nice to you. Don't mess up the people that are not nice to you.
Right.
Just, you know,
no
even if they hit you, no licking back.
Turn them cheeks.
Yeah.
That's what you call it. Turn them cheeks.
But you know what I'm saying? Basic. It's all about like, find stuff that makes you happy.
Yeah.
Be around people that make you laugh.
Right.
Like, that's all. Whether you're looking at a self-help book, a religious book, they're all saying the same thing. It's up to us individually to do the work.
Right.
But some people want a pastor or a preacher or whatever.
Right. A minister or whatever. The guy who's in the front.
Guy of knowledge of their religion.
Yes.
They want him to be this higher example. And I'm like, that's not how that works.
Yeah, but you got to think, a lot of people, I'm not saying all, but a lot of people see it as it's God or Jesus or whatever deity you believe in. I'm not trying to be offensive to other religions. And then it's like the pastor. Can you think even with Catholics?
But that's not real.
I know that, but I mean, that's the image that that most human beings, not most, a good percentage of human beings have. Yeah. It's God, and then God speaks to this person or Muhammad, whoever you believe in. This deity speaks to, you know what the hell I'm trying to say, the leader of this particular religion.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's their right-hand man. But that's, I don't know how to even phrase that, but I mean, you know what I mean?
Little bro.
You stupid.
Yeah.
That's God's little bro. God is the big homie.
Right. Mohammed's little bro.
What's the other deities? Didn't mean to put you on the spot. I just couldn't think of anything.
Well, Greek religion was many gods. But Zeus was like the sort of like
the god of the gods,
give or take. Greek mythology was
it's complicated.
I love Greek mythology because
they had a lot of them though, like God of your Jordans and. I'm just saying, not literally. You know, be like the god of.
But you know what's funny? We use their gods all the time. Like I learned this. You know the symbol on a pawn shop? It's like a ball and then 3 lines to 3 other balls. Yeah, that's the symbol for a Greek god. Is it? Yeah, it's like collector of something or something like that. God of collections or what? I forgot his name. Right. But anyway, that's where that symbol comes from. Anyway,
that I didn't know.
Yeah. But anyway, so there's a flower. I'm not going to say the name of the company, but they have their character has winged shoes. That's Hermes, the messenger. Anyway, so
yeah, you're talking about
we have a lot of it, but like. Greek mythology was sort of neat in my mind because you had the gods, but then before the gods were the Titans. Right. And the gods actually killed Zeus came from a Titan. But then they killed his daddy. Yeah. But his Titan daddy had a daddy, and the Titan daddy killed his daddy. But the whole thing started with Earth and Sky. Right. They're the guy and the girl. Original gods. Yeah. Whatever. So anyway, I'm fascinated by all of it. But like Greek mythology is a perfect example. Greek mythology, all those stories are don't do this.
Yeah. Or you'll upset all these gods.
Yeah. But if you look at the Bible, most of the stories, minus maybe 2 or 3, is don't do this. It's what not to do.
I think I'm not a philosopher. The second half is more prosperity, whereas the second half, the New Testament is more so prosperity and things of that nature.
What's prosperity mean?
Hey, man, I'm not that smart. I just use words that I can't spell, okay? Whereas the Old Testament is more of like you saying, the God and wrath and, you know what I mean? So, but anyway.
Did I say God and wrath?
No, I was trying to think of what would be the opposite of prosperity?
I don't know, because I don't know what prosperity means.
Are you messing with me? You've never used the word prosperity?
Not this way.
Success and bounty and bountiful stuff. Lots of goodness. Don't worry about it, man.
Okay.
You just put me on. I know I'm stupid, okay? But I've tried to figure it out.
I didn't say you were stupid. If that guided you to your realization of today, then it needed to be said.
Thank you for the self-help.
There you go.
That's where you go.
But I mean, it's like, if you look at it, Greek mythology, what I loved about it was essentially like, here's all these cool stories that are like interesting stories of don't do this.
Right.
If you're looking to be happy, don't do what they're doing.
Right.
So it was like their gods were sort of the don't do it. But going back sort of to this like lifted person in the community, to me, let's say they did cheat on their spouse. But how they handled that was they sat their spouse down, admitted to what they did, and then said, these are the reasons why I think I'm doing this. You know, option A, maybe we're not supposed to be together. Or option B, if you're up for it, let's do counseling together. Or, whatever. Mm-hmm. To me, that's a great example.
Yeah. Well, they say...
So are you still the lifted person?
I think it depends on the individual, but as a whole, I think so.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I think what makes those situations all effed up when it's somebody you hold in high esteem, like I didn't hold Bill Clinton in high esteem, but how it was and he wasn't a self-help person. I just meant that somebody that is viewed as like, you're supposed to be a better example when his whole Monica Lewinsky thing happened. Yeah. People are like, oh, how could he's the president? Like, bruh, for real. He's not the first person to have an affair. He's not going to be the last person to have an affair. But when you're in
I mean, what's sexier than being the most powerful person on planet Earth?
Maybe you can.
To some people.
You can't get a little side.
Do you know what I'm saying, though? Like, I think, I could be wrong, because I don't know Bill.
I ain't never met him.
On a personal level.
Yeah.
I've heard that he's extremely charismatic.
He seems cool. He played the saxophone on Arsenio Hall.
But
he was a
I
cool
would
dude.
imagine being the president, there were probably a lot of women that were like, I'm ready.
I mean, you're the president.
When you were...
He got some side bitches, he got some side bitches.
When you're the manager of the local Hardee's or Burger King or Wendy's, there's a lot less women that are like, I'm ready.
Nah, they getting their backs blown out too.
But what I'm saying is, when both of these people,
the manager, it's different.
Nobody cares about the manager at Hardee's but his spouse,
right,
or her spouse.
Right.
Everybody was in the business of the president,
even though realistically, as long as it had no impact.
The
on
only
the
person that
and how
it should have mattered to was
Hillary.
Spousey Poo.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure she didn't give a shit with her pantsuits.
Well, we can speculate all day.
I'm just saying, Hillary Clinton in her pantsuits, I think she was all right. I don't think she gave two shits.
Do you think that's weird that...
Pantsuits?
Do you think it's weird that we don't care what the men wear, but we seem so obsessed with what the women wear, how their hair's done, how their makeup looks? Like, that's crazy to me.
You know, I had another topic of feminism, but I didn't know if we should go into that. But
why don't we save that for
all right, that'd be fine.
Let's save that for the next one.
Yes, all right.
But for now...
I do think
when
it's
it
odd.
comes to self-help, I think sometimes the problem is at our core, we all know
the right thing to do. Essentially.
The path less taken. Yeah. It's the one we need to take.
Most of us know better, yeah.
But some of us can't fight the quick fix.
That feeling anymore?
The pull to the quick fix seems stronger than the want for the long term. And I think that's what it really is we're looking for short-term satisfaction versus long-term enjoyment and long-term
Yeah.
joy, satisfaction, and joy.
Yeah. But I think most of us do that with damn near everything, though.
Yeah. Oh, everything.
Yeah. That's probably why most of the country lives check to check. And because,
Well, I mean, you think we don't make our own clothes anymore.
Nah, we don't.
We go to a store and buy throwaway clothes.
Yeah.
They're not even made. And this is not a championing the rights of us with clothes. But I mean, I don't blame these companies for making less quality clothes because most of us are like, well, it's out of season.
Right.
And we just toss it.
I'm not. I got the same jeans.
Listen, I don't know if anybody recognizes this outfit, but I've had it for about 2 years now.
Right.
And I got this shirt because I lost weight.
Well, I don't throw away clothes.
And I got it at Wally.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
And it was on sale for like $3.
What's wrong with that?
And I got 2 of them.
I do the same
got a lot
thing.
more than 2 of them.
I got a bunch of t-shirts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm like, we don't make our own clothes. We don't go out and kill our own food. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. So then so what did we say? We said the 3 categories. You did we do all 3?
Listen, you've come up with these 3 categories. I said superficial, which is the word I was looking for. It just came to me. Superficial self-help, which is you got it, girl.
Right, the bullshit. The surface stuff.
Smile and the world smiles with you. You know, that bullshit. And then the actual this is going to take work and time.
Right, like implementing what will actually fix it.
I'm going to start something today that I'm actually not going to see a result of for next year.
Yeah. And then
but when I get to that result, it will 100% be worth the year.
And then you got them bullshit.
Because that result, once that result is there, it's gonna make me continue to work for that result. Because now I know what it can feel like.
Right.
And not what just momentarily is. Momentary moments.
And then you got the BS.
Momentary moments, whatever. Look at my definition with the definition word.
Internal, I say.
That's an old throwback.
At this point, yeah.
Somebody stood their ground. Wrong as hell.
I don't give a shit. Horrible.
Capital Y.
So you did.
Joie de vie.
So I don't know. I guess when you think about it, so are any of these self-help people experts?
If they're encouraging you
on how to actually,
if you open the book, let's say they write a book. Let's say Jessica Self-Help writes a book.
Insert eye roll.
Jessica Self-Help Genevieve writes a book. If you open that book and somewhere in the first paragraph it says, "This book is but the beginning of a long journey."
I spit all on the microphone.
If this book is but the beginning of a long journey, strap in. If it doesn't say something to that effect,
it's gonna take a minute.
That book
is bullshit.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If you open the book and it says, "This is your 3 weeks to abs," it's a liar. Yeah. If you see a video on YouTube that says, "Have abs in 10 minutes," liar. It is a liar.
You don't want 10-minute abs? It comes with an airbrush kit.
Listen, and my double D's. These past few episodes have been double D'ing.
Hey, nobody told you to break your boobies out.
I don't know why they look so big.
I don't know.
I don't have titties.
I know you do.
But they look massive.
There's no cuff.
Maybe that's why.
There's no cuff.
Because it's my rib cage.
Yeah, it's going inward.
And so it looks like big.
Boobies.
Big boobies.
I'm jealous of a titty.
But I mean, that's, if somebody says, "I've got this great new diet. You lose weight in 10 days. Be like, "Oh, thanks.
I'm cool.
I'm good."
Well, the thing with the dieting thing, I think a lot of people don't realize is a diet is temporary.
Yes.
A lifestyle.
A lifestyle is forever.
It's continuous.
Say it.
It's ongoing.
Continue. Dieting is temporary.
See, you making it a joke, but
continuous.
is it not the truth?
It is the truth. But it's those phrases
that gives people false hope.
And they're like, so start your lifestyle of insert diet name here.
Oh, that's what
they take the phrase and they insert their commercial into it.
Instead of actually giving you some information.
Right.
Okay, give me an example of
but
the right
you
sentence.
think like there's 50,000 self-help books.
Yeah, there's probably more than that. But I give.
We'll just say, they're not saying anything different.
Nah,
sorry.
They're probably rearranged a little different. But that's
spoiler alert. They're saying the same thing.
So you think there's any self-help books out there that are legitimate?
I think that there are certain voices that we hear better. Like there are certain people. Like I'll do financial. Susie Orman, for whatever reason, when she talks about finances, I'm like, that makes so much sense.
I like what Dave Ramsey talks about.
My dad, when Dave Ramsey speaks, he's like, that makes so much sense to me.
Because it does.
When Susie talks, he's like, I don't know what we're doing. But with Dave Ramsey, I'm like, it seems a little what is it? I don't. It's nothing against either of these people.
Right.
So I do think it's helpful to have multiple voices, even though they're saying the same thing.
Right. Just in a different way.
But if you find somebody that just makes sense to you, then that's the person you should continue to listen to until it doesn't make sense to you anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, what if it makes sense to you at the beginning and it's just one of those bullshit trim spa babies? Just because it sounds good don't make it good. Was it Anna Winter?
Anna Nicole Smith.
Oh, who's Anna Winter?
Girl.
I know the name, but I don't know who the fuck that is.
Well,
it's not a murder or nothing.
She'd probably be the opposite of Anna Nicole Smith. She's the head of Vogue.
Anna Winter?
Yeah.
The
Anna
magazine?
Wintour. Yeah, Vogue.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I know who the magazine is. I didn't know that's who that was.
A lot of people think she's what Devil Wears Prada
was written
based sort of loosely based on.
Does she even look like Glenn Close?
No. Meryl Streep. No.
Meryl Streep, excuse me. No?
No.
Is she pretty? Was she pretty back in the day? She's not dead, is she?
No, she's.
I don't know.
She can't be the CEO and dead.
Well, that's true. I mean, in name only.
But no, like she's. I think people that like are in her sphere, they seem to like her.
Oh, okay.
Nobody seems like.
I hate that bitch.
Here comes Anna. Pull it together. You know what I mean?
I wonder why they made the movie kind of loosely.
That's more fun. The movie is actually a book.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah.
Because it's your girl, Anne
Hathaway.
There you go. She played Catwoman.
And Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Moral.
Yeah.
I love a good moral.
You stupid. Anne Hathaway's kind of cute, though.
Oh, I think she's very pretty.
Yeah. She can get it. I just said.
A white woman.
A white woman. She can get it. She can.
Okay.
She's cute. She looking good in the cat.
Les Miserables.
Who? Oh, the movie with my man Hugh Jackman. I haven't seen it, but I know you're talking about. It's a musical. It's French.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that a good movie? Or?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, she is in the movie though. Who else?
I just know how to say stuff.
I know how it's spelled.
The Miserables.
Yes. That's what they tell me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that tattoo right here.
Turns out you ought to watch
The
it.
Miserables.
Curmudgeon. That'd be what I'd call your movie.
How would you say that in French? Curmudgeon. That was horrible. The Curmudgeon. How would that be how you say it?
Probably. I was gonna say Nickel _Skelet _Chappelle.
What's up? I think it is already French.
Chappelle?
Yeah, because it means like chapel, like a church.
Go into the chapel and we're gonna get married.
Hot mess. The chapels. Les chapels.
They're like shitter honor.
That's what Chappelle.
And they're like
that's what Chappelle stands
Chappelle.
I hot mess. Wait, we never addressed the whole. I still think. Okay, why do you say the girls or guys or whoever get the plastic surgery and the lipo
to sell?
No, I'm saying you remember.
It's because they're selling this impossible look that they themselves can't even achieve because it's impossible.
Right. But I'm saying you said if they have the knowledge that they can still technically if they can spit it out. Like I could just not spit it out.
Listen, if you're not watching the YouTube channel, please go back and watch this part. That was
if they can't spit it out, then it's useless, right? So if a person gets lipo and all that shit and plastic surgery to build a bitch, then that was so not PC. I'm sorry. If I build a bitch,
now there's your time.
There you go, build a bitch. So if I build a bitch, how is she an expert just because she can spit out how to do it because she learned it, but she didn't do it?
But an expert is knowledge. You can.
I think it's 50-50.
Here's what I'm saying. Let's go back to Bruno. Let's say that Bruno is an expert. Let's say he knows how the muscles are connected, how the joints are connected, and he's a bodybuilder, but he can't tell me how to do any of it. He can't show me how to do any of it. He just knows it. Mm. That's of no help to me. It doesn't mean he's not an expert. It just is no help to me because he can't share any of that information. He can't share any of that knowledge. But if Genevieve is 500 pounds, but she can sit there beside me and watch my arm and go, move this here, move this here. Are they shitting on? Oh, no. But if she can tell me and show me how to do it, I'd rather have Genevieve.
Sir, you telling me you'd rather take my 500-pound wife or husband giving you gym instructions than the person who's in shape?
Yes.
And earned it.
Yes, because the person that's in shape can't tell me how to do it.
Touche. Touche. I mean, yeah. But I mean,
I'm kidding.
But initially, it would be hard to take that.
Oh, it would probably take me a while to trust Genevieve.
You'd be like, why you keep picking up them cheeseburgers?
Well, it's sort of like when somebody's like, oh, I can help you fix your life. Baby, how's your life?
Yeah, I got to know how your life is.
And they're like,
first.
well, I'm living in my parents' basement. And you're like, if you've got all this advice,
why you ain't took none?
But the reality is they may know what to do. They may not know how to do it for themselves.
But what's weird,
like when I hear somebody else, like when you tell me your problems, I've got answers. I'm like, here's choice A, here's choice B. Pick one of those two,
like, D.
report back. And you're like, I'll do C. Exactly what I'm already doing and changing nothing.
Absolutely.
But I can help you all day with your problem. But if I have the same issue, I'm like, God, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do.
Well, don't we all do that, though? We can give advice better than we can take advice.
If Bruno can only help himself, what good is Bruno to me?
And you're not saying
to help.
And you're not saying it's limited to actually vocalizing. You're just saying at least implement it into practice. Like, so, because like kind of like what I was saying.
You don't have to do it to know.
Yeah, but it's so easy to listen to somebody who's done it.
What I'm saying is, I can look at the side effects of a drug.
Yeah.
And I can say, these are what's going to happen to your body, potentially.
But until I see it,
I don't need to take the drug and go, all right, here's how it felt to me.
Do
you know what I'm saying, though? I don't need to do that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I know that meth will fuck my life up. Hence why I've never taken it.
There you go.
Just by what I see. Yeah.
My cousin only does, quote, natural drugs.
If people really believe
what I'm saying
weed is natural.
Well, what I'm saying is he grows his own. But
hey, my man.
So he knows what he's doing.
Is he not too far from one of the undisclosed locations?
Maybe.
Hey, we'll talk after this.
But what I mean is because he sees it,
he
knows what's there. He knows what's in it.
I would agree with that. That's natural.
he also knows how to grow it.
Yeah. So
if I was going to say, hey, do you know how to grow these? And he goes, yes, I do. Here's how to do it. That's valuable because he can share that with me.
He's done it.
If he goes, I've done it. I've got a whole field of weed, but I don't know how to tell you to do it. Instead of weeds. But if I have this whole field of weed, but I don't know how I can't tell you how I did it. I just did it. It's sort of like when people talk about second nature.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, pickleball is a good example. There are some people.
You play pickleball?
It's never been mentioned. There are some people that on day one can just hit a good shot.
Good eye coordination.
They can't tell you how they hit it.
But that's a little different, though. Some things are, I think.
Tell me how it's different.
No, because some things you're saying second nature. Sorry. Okay. I thought you were saying about yeah.
But if you can't tell me how to do it, I don't want you to be my coach.
Another example, it's like our job. I know we joke or whatever. Some of the things come innately, not that I'm the best at it.
Yeah.
But just some of it, I just do it without it. Nobody said, hey, this is what you should do and why. I just do it.
Like you just instinctively knew start about a quarter off the floor of the
exactly.
pole. Like
I ain't got no ass, so
something happened. Something in your brain said, this is what we're going to do. And people went, that looked really good.
Right.
How did you do that? And you go, I don't know. My brain just had me walk up to the pole and this is what I did.
Yes, it says spin quarter clockwise.
You're no good to me. You're no good to the group because you can't teach us how to do it. But we're glad you can do it. So you continue to do it and we'll see what we can find the next person to show us how and why this is happening.
Oh, if people knew I was laughing.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm interested. Okay. Yeah. Well, so
it's like if you can do a cartwheel.
Oh, that's true. Nobody really showed me how to do it. Yeah.
But if you can't show me how or look at what I'm doing and go, all right, here's what's happening with your cartwheel and this is why it's not working out. You can't teach me how to do a cartwheel.
Because I don't know how to explain it.
But you can do 10 cartwheels in a row. You just can't tell me how to do it.
Yeah, so as a kid.
You may be an expert, but you're not a knowledge sharer. You don't know how to say it to the next person.
Well, okay. That's true. Because there was a couple kids growing up, like middle school time frame, that they could do a full backflip with no hands.
Look, Ma, no hand.
They played that last night at the house.
And bands? Something about bands?
Bands, no. Look, Ma, no hands. I know walk up. So I don't know. They
got them bands.
The twins played it last night and had my youngest dancing and going off. Oh, my baby smacked her face on the corner of the bar. It scared the shit out of me. No, she was running.
Like by herself?
What do you mean? She was running.
Is she tall enough to hit the bar?
No, sorry, let me explain it. She was running out of the kitchen. And you know that left turn? She smacked her face on the corner of said wall.
Oh, depth perception.
Yeah. Okay. She was like, bam. And it was like, I said, oh shit, you okay? He said, I'm okay. And immediately ran to mom. I was crying like a motherfucker. I felt so bad.
Because she's embarrassed.
No, that shit hurt. She got a little frog on there. Black eye. You never heard nobody call it a frog?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, a little frog. A lot of frog. Yeah.
The only frog this family, instead of fought, they said, did you hear that frog?
Oh. They're trying to play it off. Yeah, I fought.
Had a frog. Frog's nearby.
Hot mess. Nah, but I did want to ask you a random question. Because you mentioned
I'm here.
No, you mentioned your people's is
my people's. This is for my people's who just lost somebody.
Oh, you said your people's is into vegetation. I was wondering.
No shit.
I know. I heard this on a podcast this morning.
Okay.
On the way here. And I crazy shit. Not crazy. They start asking each other what drug, if you had no consequences, what if there was no consequences to taking these drugs? Like you wouldn't get addicted or strung out or you wouldn't go to jail. What drugs would you try if you had no consequences? Physical or legal? Would you try all of them?
No, probably
Mind you, now you won't get shermed out or become a crackhead or a meth head. You would just
Shermed out.
It's a slang for crackhead or whatever head.
Shermed? Is it like from a famous crackhead named Sherman?
No, it's probably one of them black movies that I've watched growing up.
Okay. Okay.
If you had,
probably ecstasy and mushrooms.
You could take those and not really have any consequences now.
You can die
from ecstasy.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
people die all the, and I'm not talking about like mixed with stuff. Like I mean pure ecstasy.
I thought people die when
if
it
you
has
don't
like
drink enough
bad
water. If you have a bad trip, like people die.
I thought people just die because if it's
you have a
laced with
50-50 shot.
Really?
Like every time you take an ecstasy pill, literally 50-50 chance.
So glad I've never tried it. I wanted to, but I've
either. But those are the two. Like if I had to pick two,
mushrooms don't have anything bad behind them, right?
No, you just like see stuff.
I have heard if you're in a bad mood.
Like, somebody once said like you're sitting there and the wall melts or something. Like it starts to
or you
run
see
or
pink
something.
elephants.
And I'm like,
that.
That seems fun.
Yeah, I would do that now though. Like, because it's not really any. They say only thing bad is don't take it when you're in like a shitty mood. I don't know.
Curmudgeon.
But that's my life. So I would probably chip her up. I'd brighten up. You know what
I don't think that's how that works.
I don't either. I think it'd make it worse. I'm like, man, life really sucks.
I think you would see a sad elephant.
It would be like a doo-doo brown elephant. You'd be like, those look like earth tones.
Yeah. You're like, I couldn't even get the pink one.
Lime green, no blue, no nothing. Just doo-doo brown.
I think that would be my two.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because people die.
I didn't know you could die from that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about like normal ecstasy, not when it's laced with like rap.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I got the shit scared out of me. But yeah, I would completely throw it off. I thought he said 5 o'clock. It's 3:39.
Oh, wow.
And he's on camera now. I got him. But
we'll have to do something funny there.
Yeah, I'll put something there. But I don't know what other ones I would try.
Do you want
pause? Oh, let's wrap the shit up?
Let's wrap it up.
All right. After you, sir.
Seemed like a good time.
Yeah, about that time.
What did you decide what your other ones were? Would you do all of them? You'd probably do all of them.
Nah,
that
not
seems
all
like
of them.
you.
Some of them seem scary. Like meth. Well, I take away the
meth.
Meth.
I love when people call it meth.
Good method man.
I sort of miss Red Man and Method Man.
I do too. Do you know how High was supposed to be a TV show?
I thought they were a good duo.
How was supposed to be a TV show? Or it's supposed to reboot it into a TV show.
Oh.
Owned it?
Okay. Oh, now you're on both cameras.
Oh, shit. Well, he's here now. Anyway.
We're here now.
We're here now, man.
No, we'll do something funny. You just got to remember to do that.
I know, right? Do something funny. That's the name of this episode. No, I guess I think it's like meth seems scary as fuck.
Yeah.
But again, we say if you take away all the legal and
I
health.
think some of it seems scary because of the consequences of it.
Yeah.
I think like if
that's
you
all I
didn't
know.
get meth mouth.
Yeah, I need my teeth is not great, but they not.
Listen, my teeth are barely in here.
Man, well, I got a couple gaps.
It takes all I can do to keep them attached.
Yes.
But listen, I'll be the one in line for my false teeth probably in the next few years.
See, I got gaps on both sides from being a kid and eating too much candy. So there's a molar on each side going on the bottom. And every time I go to...
Is there a molar or a cavity?
No, it's a gap. Sorry, I know nobody want to see all that, but it's the same on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah. I was eating
so it's just gone.
Yeah.
Empty space.
Yeah, on both sides.
Empty.
Yeah.
I got... Mine are back here. Mine are way in the back.
See, I hate that I got... It's a space and then that last molar. Like, why couldn't it have been the last molar?
Just take that other one out.
What'd you say? Last, first, or last? Not the second to last.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hot man.
Don't be the first. I don't want my front teeth to go. I
know some people like that.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah, we can get that out of there.
So,
that's what you call this episode.
Nosey with good intentions at gmail.com. Please send us an email. We haven't heard from anybody in a while.
I don't think we're going to get no more emails.
That's okay.
We can get the DMs.
We'll just start making up emails.
Hey, I see y'all, big daddies.
Big homie. I see you, big homie. That's what I'll start saying.
What up, big homie?
You're gonna go.
I would start greeting you that way.
So how are you doing, sir? I'm like, I'm good, big homie.
Oh, yeah, you're not.
What's up, OG?
I would start opening the podcast. Good morning, big homie. How are you?
Home slice. Anyway,
you stupid.
So send us a message.
We love a good email.
No, I keep hitting the microphone.
Yeah, I noticed.
We also have an Instagram. Nosey with good intentions. You can send us a message there. You'll probably send it to Michael_Skillet_Spell, but that's fine as well.
It still ends up here.
Still comes across. We also have a Twitter. She's gimping along. Nosey good. We have a TikTok. Got a few videos on there. Nosey podcast.
Yeah.
Snapchat. Oh, that's what I forgot last time.
Yeah.
Snapchat. If you have Michael's number, it'll come up as his name. However, you have it saved in your phone. Hopefully, you'll change it to Big Homie. If you have Michael's number, change it to Big Homie in your phone.
I think there's a way to change it to what other people see.
What?
To change your Snap. There's a few people that I follow on Snap, or we follow on Snapchat. It doesn't say their number, that's their name that's in my phone. It says like, some says emojis and some says other stuff.
Oh.
And they're definitely not emojis in my phone. I don't put emojis next to people's names in my phone.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
I don't know. Listen, I might be an expert in Snapchat, but I can't share that knowledge.
You can only execute it. You can't spread the wealth.
I can't even execute it.
You stupid.
Listen, if you know the answer to the Snapchat quandary, Nosey with good intentions at gmail.com.
By the time they hear
if you know
this,
the definition of quandary, Nosey with good intentions at gmail.com. Let us know. If you're on YouTube, comment below. We're at Nosey with good intentions on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So you'll be notified every time we upload a new video, which is currently every Tuesday at 11:30.
Currently, like it's going to stop being on Tuesdays. I have thought about moving it to a daytime start. Just because.
What?
A daytime debut.
Oh, Lord.
No, but I like
it. Was
it? What was our original release date?
Midnight. So it was technically Wednesday.
Sir. Ma'am, sir. But I will admit.
But it becomes another day. When you moved it back to 11:30, we have 30 minutes of one day. So at midnight, we become day 2.
So should I move it back to midnight?
Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I'm sure they do.
Nobody cares.
I wake up on Wednesday morning.
The algorithm might care.
That's kind of what I was.
I don't know.
Never mind. It's inside information.
It's our business meeting. Welcome to the business meeting.
That was internal.
Now that was an internal memo just for the studio.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Was that it? Oh, if you're listening, hi. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast on your podcasting app.
Absolutely.
And rate us as many stars as they can give you because it's free. And send it to a few friends.
Please and thank you.
We'd appreciate it. Is that it? I think that's it. If I missed anything, it'll be scrolling
the rating.
The screen right now. That's it. Stars.
Okay, my bad.
Or best rating, whatever.
Thank you for listening to our Nosey Nonsense.
See you next time.